begin class. I'm going to share my screen now. Please let me know if you can see
Yes,
my screen.
yes, I can see your screen now.
Can you see my screen? All right. So this material tool will be available at the end of um introduction to content marketing. At the end of this schedule, this material will be available. Again, for those that did not check their emails, this is what we have for this is what we're going to learn in the entire internship program. We're going to be learning writing and content marketing. We'll be learning graphics designing, Shopify and website design, portfolio design, how to apply for jobs, how to set up your Upwork profile, your LinkedIn page, and then we'll also be learning how to make money from all of these skills. So um, now let's go to class. Today we are learning introduction to content marketing, and we'll be looking at what is content marketing, types of content, what is content writing, basics of content writing, part of a content, and content structuring. Now we may not be able to cover all of this because in the morning class we're not able to cover all of this. But I'll try to be quick and so that we can maybe do some practical work because every class at the end of every class there will be an assignment to practicalize what you've learned in class. So what is content marketing? Content marketing is the process of using content assets. It's the process of using content assets to promote a brand, and this can include using written content or visual content. When I say written content, the I'm talking about writing, blog content. I'm talking about social posts. Anything that has to do with writing something. That's written content. And visual assets is graphics designs, video content, infographics. Those are visual assets. Now let's look at an example. Let's look at yesterday I showed us one of the companies I worked with last year, Blue Hat. So if we're going to be talking about written content, look at written content is basically on their blog. I mean, the entire website has examples of written content, and all of this are examples of written content. If you click on one of it, you see that it has blogs, and the way it relates to content marketing is that some of this content would help them to get their ideal customers. And when customers read this, they may be interested in using the products that Blue Cat sells. Now, I also mentioned visual content. Visual content is something like this. This graphics is a visual content. This one too is a visual content. This is another example of visual content. Now, another example of visual content is I said video, and we can see that on YouTube. Almost all of YouTube content is their visual content as well. So um that is content marketing as a whole. Now there are different reasons to create content, and when implementing content marketing strategies, it is important that you consider some things. Um, when I say content marketing strategies, now content marketing is not just one thing. Like okay, I just write blog and that is the end. No, there is also the part of um, creating videos. Like I said, there's the part of sharing post on social media. There's the part of SEO. There's the part of creating landing pages on websites. And it is not just a it's not an island. There is no content marketing strategy that exists in isolation. Everything works together for one goal and one objective. And that objective is either to promote the brand that you're working for, to sell a product, or to build brand awareness, to share information. So all of these things That's why I said there are some things you need to consider before you start writing. So because this is a content marketing class, we're just going to talk about content writing for now. We're going to focus on content writing for now. So everything I'm going to be saying henceforth is just going to explain content writing. Now, if you're about to create a content, the first thing you need to do is you need to understand the goals of the company or the brand you're working for. I'm going to use the example of Blue Cat again. When I work with Blue Cat, yesterday I said I was a senior SEO content specialist for Blue Cat last year. And for those that were not around, I mentioned that they paid me $5,000 per month just to create content. And when I created content for them, I just created blog articles, I designed ebooks, and that was it. And they paid me $5,000 per month. That was just it. It was cool money. It was easy to do, even though there are a lot of things involved. But let's leave it at that for now. So look at is I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to explain goals of the company. Look at is an order management platform, and then it's a wholesale software. Let's say look at designs, or they sell wholesale software for businesses in for hospitality businesses and restaurant businesses. So for instance, if a restaurant business wants to handle online orders, they can download or buy Blue Cat products, and Blue Cat will help them to manage their orders. Or someone that is selling wholesale shoes in, let's say, in Sokoto State now, or in Abuja, can use Blue Cat's tools to manage their wholesale products, to know whether how many products is left in their inventory and all of those things. So basically, that was what Blue Cat did, and their goal for hiring a senior content specialist was to build their brand awareness and to increase their website traffic and to sell products. That was their goal. They wanted promotional content as well as informational content. So with those goals in mind, anytime I create a content or an article for Blue Cat, I have it at the back of my mind that their audience are people that that are that sorry, their audience are people that are in other businesses. I'll get there. So another thing that we're going to look at is the intent of the content and the consumer. What is the content for? When you click on, for instance, now I Google something like let me see, I Google online payment solutions in Nigeria. Online payment solutions in Nigeria. Me googling this keyword now, for instance, it means I'm trying to find out information about online payment solutions. So it is one of two things: either I am in need of a payment solution for my business, or my bank, GT Bank, has frustrated me to the extent that I'm tired of using them and I'm looking for a solution or something else that will make my life easier. So if Tiwalade, I'm going to create content for, let's say, Paystack, for instance, Paystack. The kind of content I'll be creating that will target this keyword, so that Paystack provides online payment. It's an online payment solution provider in Nigeria. If I'm going to create content for Paystack, the intent of Tiwalade that is looking for this that is looking for online payment solutions, let me know if I'm fast. Let me know if I'm saying too much too fast. So I will break it down and make it easier to understand. Thank you. Okay. So if, say, Sister Shay is working at Paystack, let's start there. Sister Shay is working at Paystack, and they tell her that the goal of Paystack is to bring customers looking for online payment solutions in Nigeria, to bring them to Paystack websites. What Sister Shay would do is she'll first try to understand the type of customers Paystack is writing for, or the kind of audience that Paystack serves. And so she will also understand the goals. The goals of Paystack is to promote their products, for people to download their services and use them. So those are the goals. Now, Sister Shei also need to understand the intent of the customer. The intent of Tiwalade that searched for online payment solutions in Nigeria can be information, can be to get information about online payment solutions. The intent may be that she's looking for educational, maybe she just wants to know. Maybe she's writing an article or an essay in school, and or she's a blogger as well, and she's looking for something that would educate her on online payment solutions in Nigeria. It can also be that she's looking to use some services. She's looking to change from a GT Bank platform to Paystack or to another online payment solutions provider. So there are different intents. When you create content, you need to also understand the intent of the person reading the content. Why are they reading it? What do they want to achieve from reading it? You can't just write. Most of the blogs in Nigeria, or most of the content I've seen produced in Nigeria, is just content that everybody understands Yoruba. It's like people just write them as if they're writing news, or like they are writing essays. Any content you create has to have an intent. It has to have an intent. It must serve a purpose. You understand? So that's number two. And number three, the type of audience. The type of audience. Now, there are different types of audience that a company serves. We must have heard of B2B, B2C, C2C, and D2C. B2B companies it means business to business, and this kind of companies, they sell to other businesses. An example is Blue Cats. Like I said, Blue Cats sells software to businesses of all sizes. So they are all-in-one order management platform for businesses of all sizes. Blue Cat does not have any dealings with consumers. They don't. So their target audience are businesses in the restaurant industry and in the wholesale industry. Those are their target audience. So meaning, if I'm going to be creating content for Blue Cats, I understand that their goals is to promote their is to sell their products. Understand the intent of of the consumer, for instance, is to maybe find a product in the wholesale industry that will help them to manage their orders. Now, I now know that the type of audience I'm writing for is a business to business. I'm writing for other businesses. So the type of content I write in that case is, instead of writing something like uh, how to, yeah, that's the example I used in the morning, how to make money online in 2024. Instead of writing something like that for Blue Cat, I'll be writing something like top 5 order management services in the world. Blue Cat is not in Nigeria, so I can write another article about how to manage your restaurant orders. I can write articles like how to create a how to manage your wholesale inventory in 5 simple steps. Now, because I know that I'm writing for businesses, now another thing that would matter is the location of the business. If the way people in Nigeria would manage would read content is different from the way people in the US will read content. People in Nigeria use WhatsApp store. They use Facebook Marketplace. They use TikTok Shop. They use Instagram Store. So meaning, if I'm going to create that, how to manage your online orders, I need to make that means look at products. I need to write it in a way that I have to convince them not to use just Instagram marketplace alone, or not to use their WhatsApp catalog alone, that they can integrate. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. All of these things matter when you're creating content, and you need to have all of this at the back of your mind when you're creating a typical content, any type of content, whether blog content, graphics content, video content, any kind of content. You need to have all of this at the back of your mind. Another thing that you need to consider is okay, another type of audience is B2C, and this means business to consumers. This kind of businesses, or this, they sell directly to consumers, and you can see an example in what example can I give now? GT Bank. GT Bank offers B2B and B2C, because they have, normal consumers like me and you, we use GT Bank services, and then if you have a business, you can open a GT Bank business account. So, but they have B2C, meaning I can interact with them. Now, another kind of B2C is Honeywell Foods, for instance. Fine, you can also call Honeywell Foods a B2B um, um, company, because they sell to wholesale distributors, and then these wholesale distributors now sell to consumers. So that's why I call them B2C, because their end users are consumers. Their end users are not other businesses. Unlike look at the end users of look at products are businesses. The end users of Honeywell products, flour, sugar, are consumers. So when Honeywell creates content, they're going to be creating content like um, diet, dietary, um, the dietary or nutritional value of brown sugar, how to why brown sugar is good for your children. They will write content like 15 ways you can use flour to create so so and so. Now they are not just um you know they know that if they entice the consumer, they are helping their distributors and their wholesalers to sell their products faster. So that is B2C kind of audience. There's also C2C, consumer to consumer. Now, consumer to consumer audience are where you, that's an example is Gigi Marketplace, or Facebook Marketplace, or Craigslist. And this kind of um, audience is when maybe you see someone that is selling laptop online, and you reach out to the person. I want to buy that laptop. The person posts the laptop on maybe Facebook, and you tell them, oh, I'm interested in your laptop. I want to buy. Now, this kind of audience, when you are creating content for them, and you want to maybe structure the content of, you are not going to be using the website of your company or your blog. You have to go to that marketplace, either Gigi or Craigslist or whatever. You are going to go to that marketplace, create an account for your company, and then sound write content that people will want to read. So meaning you have to talk like a normal consumer when creating this kind of content. So this kind of content are not long form. It's not. It's just very short. You have to sound conversational. You don't need to sound so official in all those kind of content, so that they'll not say that this person is sounding too official. Taking a scam. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So that's another thing that you need to consider when creating content. And then there are direct to consumers audiences or companies. An example is Jumia. Jumia sells directly to consumers. They sell directly to consumers, and then when Jumia is creating content, they will write content like why you should buy this new Techno Camon 20, or they will write content like top camera features of this so and so phone. So those are the kind of contents they will create, that Jumia will create, or that you will create for Jumia. So as you can see, creating content requires it's not just about writing. You need to also understand the reason you are writing. Do we understand that part? Do you understand me so far before I go to the next slide?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. If you have any questions, you can just drop it in the comments box. So I'll check them out and then I'll answer. So the next slide, the next one we'll be looking at is types of content. Um, there are different types of content, and each of these contents have their own unique um they have their own unique use and their own unique purpose. There's articles, there's white paper, there's academic content, there's blog content, infographics, video content, podcast, social content, all of this basically. Um, and if we're going to talk about articles, articles are written, if you know academic type of content, this too is supposed to be under articles. Yeah, let me just put the double dot so that you understand that it is under articles. Okay. Um, most people interchange articles for blog content. You can say they are the same and then you can say they are not. They are not the same because when you are creating articles, it's usually long format. Articles are um, it's not something like top 5 places to visit in Ibadan. That topic is for blog. When you're writing something, but when you write something like um, the effects of so 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 and so on so 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 and so, that is an article. Now a company can employ you to do white paper content. White paper content is an example of white paper content is um, for instance when maybe a company acquired a new company and then they now want to write about it and they want to say uh, uh they just acquired okay, Paystack for instance. Stripe is a company in the US. They just bought Paystack. So if Stripe is going to write about it, they can create a white paper detailing everything about Paystack. They can create a very long format about Paystack products. They can write when Paystack started, basically to promote that new product, to let people know that oh we have this one. Oh. They can write about the statistics of Paystack. They can do all of those things just to promote that new service. So that is white paper. That is white paper. It is basically an informational document that is issued by a company to promote or highlight the features of a solution, a product, or service that it offers to that it offers or plan to offer. So that is white paper. Another one that we all know academic content. Now the one that we are going to be focused mostly on is blog content. Blog contents can either be long formats or short formats. When I say long format, they can say you write 5,000 words article on a particular topic. When I say writing, I used to write hey, what did they use? Buyer's guide. Yes, buyer's guide. The client will give me, the client will say I should go to Amazon.com and then she will give me some products that I should write about and she said I should review it. It was a blog content, yes, but it was in a different kind. There are different kind. Some of these things. Let me see. Well, okay. Let's leave that for now. Product reviews can blog contents can come in different formats. Yes, let me say that. Let me say it that way. Blog contents can come in product reviews, like what I said. It can come in how to. It can come in buying guides. It can come in different formats basically, and when you create it, the essence of creating a blog content is also either to promote, inform, educate, anything any of those intents that we mentioned earlier. That's why you write blog content. If you are going to focus on content writing as a skill, most people will ask you, or most companies are clients will ask you to create blog content for them. And your job as a blog content writer is just to write content that will inform and educate people. You may not be writing sales copies, or you may not be writing to promote a lot. You just be writing content that will just inform. That's what you'll be doing mostly. But if they now say you should do something else, or to write a different kind, that's when we'll talk about that later as well. Now, infographics are let me show you an example of infographics. Okay, so this is an example of infographics. Is when you try, instead of, maybe you've written a long format article, for instance, or you've written a blog, and then you now want to share that blog online, or you want to make it that people that are reading it can easily share it, or they can easily download that infographics and use it later. You can design something like this. This is just kind of like a summary of different things. Maybe a summary of a research you did, a summary of a statistics, a summary of your blog article, a summary of your white paper. You design it as a graphics. We are going to learn how to design infographics when we get to graphics designing. That's for infographics. There's also video content. I've explained what video content is. We're not going to be doing video content. Okay, I can actually show you the basics of creating video content. Since we'll be learning how to use Canva. So Canva can actually help us to know how to create video content. So I'll show us how to do that. Basics. I will expect that after I teach us the basics, you need to go online and learn more. There are free YouTube courses that you can take to know how to design, how to make video content. Now there's also podcasts. Podcast is another type of content. That's when people talk about, maybe they talk about business, they talk about their products, they review maybe their services, they invite a guest speaker. All of those things are things that people in the industry will be more interested in. Now, podcasts work more for B2B businesses. The reason I say it works more for B2B businesses is because, when was the last time you, as a consumer, you want to buy Jumia product, for instance, you now want to go and listen to a podcast that I want to buy Techno. I mean, you want to buy what's that? Maybe you want to buy chain on Jumia. You now want to listen to a podcast. That's kind of like a waste of time for Jumia creating a podcast, except they want to venture into something else. So podcast works better for B2B businesses that are targeting other businesses. So it will be easy for them to podcast helps your clients. It helps them to how should I say it now? It helps them to express their authority in their field. So when people see that they are now authority in their field, they'll buy more from them. If look at, for instance, as a podcast, mind you, they don't. Businesses in the restaurant industry, or also businesses, if they need help, or there's one popular topic that is going on in the US now. That's maybe AI. AI is very popular recently. Now, Blue Cat can create a podcast talking about AI integration in restaurant management, or they create a podcast talking about AI integration in wholesale inventory management. Now, they can invite an expert in AI that would talk about everything that he knows about AI and how people can integrate it. Now, this podcast can now be broken into, I'm sorry to morning class, I did not see all of this in the morning class session. This podcast can now be broken into different things. They can repurpose the content of the podcast. We're going to talk about content repurposing later. They can repurpose the content of the podcast and say, okay, for instance, they break it down into blog articles. They can break it down into graphics. They can break it down into infographics. They can make it into an ebook. They can break it down into anything and then share it on social media. And so all of these things will now make people want to listen to, the essence of everything is to bring people back to their website and buy their product. You understand? So that is for podcast. Now, social content, we all know social content. There are people that um there are some clients that will hire you basically to just create social content for them, just to create social media posts. That is what they just want. They they don't mind the blog content part. There was a client that reached out to me, I think 2 years ago, and the person just wanted me to create content for their Discord page. Discord is also a social media handle, or it's a social media channel. So, meaning if you are going to be creating social content, you need to understand the algorithm of that social channel that you're handling or that you're creating content for. The way you create content for Facebook is not the same way you create content for LinkedIn. It's not the same way you create content for X. It's not the same way you create for TikTok. And it's not the same way you create for Instagram. Reddit is a whole different story on its own. There's also Quora, there's Medium. All of these social content, social channels have different algorithms that will help the content you create to rank or not rank. I hope you understand that part as well.
Yes,
There's
ma'am.
also ebooks. Thank you. There are ebooks as well. I think for people that were around yesterday, they saw some ebooks. Um, Let me show you. Okay, so all of these are ebooks. Ebooks that some of them I created when I was working with Blue Card. So these are ebooks, and ebooks are long format articles, very long format, from 5,000 words above. You can do short format as well if you want. You can do 3,000 words. Basically, they are high design because they are very visual. Um, they have graphics, especially if you want your ebook to sell. And the reason that people create ebooks is because, or that companies will create ebooks, is because um, they want their business. Because ebooks too will be more of a B2B rather than a B2C kind of thing, except in some topics, in some niches. If you are writing for a marriage blog, for instance, that blog, or they can create ebooks that they will give to their customers, that their customers can download. They can create ebooks. They can create ebooks like top 15 marriage secrets for a long lasting marriage. That kind of ebook now you will download it, of course, as as a consumer. But the resources that goes into creating ebooks are a lot. It's a lot. When I worked with Blue Cat, I mentioned this yesterday, but for people that were not around, the graphics designer that Blue Cat hired to design ebooks was paid $250 per design. So in a week, he can design up to 8 ebooks. He can design 9, and when he designs everything finished, he will get paid $250 per ebook. So most times people are now looking for AI solutions that will help them to create ebooks. But if you, as a writer or as a content marketer, you also know how to design ebooks, that is an added value that you can offer them, and then they will pay you your money. So that is for ebooks. Now, the reason most businesses, I was saying that earlier, most businesses create ebooks is because they want to use them as lead magnets. Lead magnets. Now, what are lead magnets? I'll use Bluecat as an example again. You see that on Bluecat's page, they have these navigation tabs and they have resources. It's when I click on resources that this thing came. Now, if I now go down, um, hold up, I go to guides. Let me look for one of the ones I wrote. Okay, wholesale spices, for instance. Now, a lead magnet is something that companies use to say retarget customers. For instance, I've been reading Blue Cards. Now, Blue Card, I'm a customer, for instance. I own a business, I own a restaurant business, and I'm looking for a solution that will help me to manage my orders. But I came across this Blue Card article, wholesale spices online. Came across wholesale spices. Let's say wholesale spices. Common wholesale spices and apps distributors. Let's see. Okay, let me look for one that so that we'll not spend so much time. Also, fish. Also seafood. So I came across this article. Maybe I was looking to start a seafood distribution business. Let's say that. Um, and then I now came across this article on Blue Cat. I read it. I like what is there. I say, okay, it makes sense. It looked like it makes sense. And then I read it finish. But as I read it finish, I just left the page. I didn't go back again. Now companies create lead magnets to make it that maybe I kept this link somewhere, or as to make it that when I scroll down, you can see some of this. This one is a book a demo now. I did not click book a demo because I'm not yet convinced. So I now scroll down and then I see another book a demo. I'm still not convinced. I now see looking for the right platform to grow your seafood distribution business. Download our free seafood distribution ebook. And I say, so I can download the ebook. I click on get ebook. Since it is free, people like free things. And then I see that the only thing I just need to do to get this free ebook is fill my name, and then I can get the ebook. I will definitely fill my name and add my email to it. Now, a lead magnet would, this ebook is the lead magnet, helping the company to get my email. When they get my email, because I have forgotten, because I just read it, I read that article, that simple distribution article. This is what I wanted to show. So because I read that seafood distribution article and I'm not yet convinced, but because I've dropped my email, look at can later they can get the prompt that I've dropped my email, and then they will use their email marketing software to retarget me. All of these keywords, all of these terms that I'm saying, don't worry. After a while, you get used to it and you understand. They can use my email, the email that I dropped, to start sending email newsletters to me. They can start sending email newsletters to me, and then from there, because they are sending newsletters that are related to seafood distribution business, I cannot decide that, okay, no problem, because of this attenuation, the attenuation that Blue Cat is having. I cannot say, okay, no problem, let me buy Blue Cat, let me even book the demo that they are saying, and I'll book the demo. Now, in this case, if you are the email marketing specialist, or you are the one that created that ebook, it is a plus for you, because your ebook and your blog content brought in an inbound lead. It brought in a lead for the company. Now it is now up to the sales team to convert that lead to sales. It's up to the sales team to now turn that lead that you brought in with your ebook, with your lead magnets, to turn it to sales, to someone that will not start paying money. Do you understand that part? Hello?
Yes, ma, I do.
Okay. So now another kind of lead magnet is infographics. Infographics is also a lead magnet,
Yes, ma.
because you can create infographics content. I told you infographics includes, you can create statistics. It's a summary of a lot of things, a summary of your blog content. You designing it and making it fine. Now, for people that don't have time to read through your entire blog because it is too long, you can tell them that, okay, I have this infographics for you. Down, click on this button to download this infographics. And when they click on the button, they drop their email. They drop their email finish. You send the infographics to them. Now that way, you know, one thing that it will do is one thing that will do is it will either make them to come back, and that's customer retention. It will also build customer loyalty because you are giving them something free. We call that emotional marketing. You are giving them something free for just their email. There are some people that go all the way to creating templates, like free templates, like um business plan templates, how to start a business. They will design, okay, business mobile app development business plan, blogging business plan, and they won't fight for free. Why? Because they want you to come back and use their services. Now, most people, when you create lead magnets, it is important that in your lead magnets that you add a, we call it call to action. Call to action means what you want the customer to do after reading your content. What do you want them to do? You want them to buy something. Remember on Look at Something, we saw book a demo now. That was the call to action in that visual content. Book a demo now. Some will say subscribe now. That is the call to action. You'll see something like buy now, shop now. Those are call to actions. So in your lead magnet, make sure that there is a need to have a call to action, something that you want the customer to do. It is all part of emotional marketing. I've talked about infographics. There's also webinars. Webinars are lead magnets. That's where you see UBA will send a message that tech women in business webinar. And you see, maybe I don't know if this bank does webinars, but some banks, they do webinars a lot. A lot of banks do webinars. For people that read their emails, you see that they'll send all of those things to you, and they'll say you should join the webinar. At the end of each of these webinars, they will tell you something like, you can, if you open a access bank account, or if you open a UB account, they will structure each of these things in a way that at the end they'll entice you, or they'll attract they'll attract you in a way that you want to do business with them. Now, lead magnets is not just for getting new customers, it is also for keeping old customers. If a customer, for instance, has related with your business for a long time, you can send them a lead magnet to get them to come back. Or someone that a loyal customer that has been buying something, you can always also send them a lead magnet. Like that statistics thing I mentioned, the infographics I mentioned, you can send them a lead magnet, that the infographics with statistics that is related to what they are looking for. Back to the Look at example. Now, if Look at as, let's say, a restaurant business now, and they know that maybe Tantalizer now. Tantalizer has been a loyal customer with Look at for years. Look at can send an infographic showing statistics of restaurant trends in Nigeria in 2024. Or they can send a something of top recipes that consumers in Nigeria are looking for in 2024, and they'll create a statistics for them. That's another essence of all of this content. Now, I've explained templates. Checklist also is there. Is also another type of content where you just create. Mostly checklists are, they are also lead magnets. They can be you can produce a checklist and then paste it on Facebook. Some of them are graphics assets. Some of them are blog content. You can publish it on your blog. You can publish it on your social media channel. That's checklist. Then there's animation. We all know animation. You can create animation content. You can create marketing copies. If you are going to be creating animation content, you definitely need extra skills. You need to know how to design animation, you need to know how to do character building and all of these things. You also need to know creative writing. Creative writing is different from content writing. Creative writing is when you create scripts, you do character development. Okay, this character now, for instance, you want to design how this character will do from the beginning to the end. It's just like writing a movie. So that's animation. So I'm not teaching us animation in this internship. Maybe another one, but for now, I'm not teaching us animation. Then there's marketing copies. Marketing copies are, should I say, they are contents that when we say you must have read copywriter. Now, a copywriter creates marketing copies that are basically to market a brand or a product, or to promote a brand or a product. That is what marketing copies are. So if you are hired as a copywriter, you'll be creating marketing copies. Um, let's use Blue Cat as an example again. Now, this is a marketing copy. All of these things on this website page, on this page, everything like this is marketing copy. This one too, all this design, all these contents that are here, all of these things is a marketing copy. And the design and the gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá, it is a marketing copy. And so marketing copies include website content. Website content is different from blog content. All the about us page content, home page content, all the extra pages, everything that are on your client's website. Yes, Sister Shay. Sister Shay, you can ask your question.
Hello, ma.
Yes, I'm
I'm
listening.
sorry, it's a mistake. It's a mistake. I'm listening. Like, I'm walking
Okay,
down the
okay,
street. So, yes, ma. Thank you, ma.
okay, no problem. So all of these pages that are on this website, when you create you it is marketing copies that you create, because you're not just going to write content pay look at is a other management software and you're doing this like that. No, you have to create all of the content that you create must be able to promote each product that Blue Cat sells. Now, something like this now, you see, okay, let me start from the top. So they say look at the platform for wholesale meat distributors. Now this copy is targeting who? Wholesale meat distributors. That is what it is targeting. And then they now write, take advantage of Blue Cat to streamline their operating kinikon. They go down here, they utilize catch weights, they explain the feature, they come here, create subcatalogs and SKUs per client, they explain the feature, they did it. So basically, like I said, it is just to promote a brand, promote a product, and explain why the customer, whether B2B or B2C or C2C or D2C, explain why that customer or that audience should use the product. So if you are creating an ebook, whether you are creating an ebook, you are creating graphics, you are creating website content, they can tell you that they want you to create marketing copies for their blog, or they want you to create marketing copies for their social media account. What they are asking you to do is they're asking you to promote their brand. That is what they're basically asking you to do. There's also email newsletters. I've already explained email newsletters. Everyone receives email newsletters. That's when it is basically trying to do, out of sight is out of mind. When the customer does not see your brand again, they will forget about you. So email newsletter is kind of telling them that, Emire, we are still here. Oh. We are still here. Oh. Don't forget us. So you have interacted with our blog before. You have interacted with our website before. Okay, you have seen us on social media before. Okay, this is us, we are still here. This is what we have done recently. That is what email newsletters are. Some of these types of content we are going to be trying our hands at each of them in this internship program. You are going to try your answer at everything, so that when, if for instance you get a job or you get an interview and they ask you, have you done this before, you'll be able to say yes. If they say, okay, provide a sample of what you've done, you'll be able to show them that, okay, this is what I've done before. So there's also product descriptions. Product descriptions is for instance Jumia now. When Jumia um on, if maybe Jumia, you open a product on Jumia, product descriptions are, you see, on each of the products you see that they will list some of the things that the products can do. Kinikon, it has this, it has that, it has now some people who would employ you or hire you basically to just do product descriptions for them. With product descriptions you may not make a lot of money. They may say $20 per product description or $10 per product description, but the place you will make money is if, for instance, that customer now has 5,000 products on their shop, and they tell you that, okay, it's all of the products on the shop that you are going to write about. Now that's cool money. That's cool money. $10 times 5,000 products. That is a lot of money. So that's for product descriptions. We'll also be explaining the basis of writing product descriptions when we get to that. There's arrow content. Arrow content is for instance, when you people ask questions online, there are platforms where people ask questions and then they want you to answer those questions that they've asked. Let me show you what arrow content is. So people will ask the question, these their websites, these arrow websites, and basically they are looking for either a source or a journalist. Because let me show you Quora. Quora is the best that will show it very well. Quora.com. So basically, when they employ you to be an arrow writer or question answer writer, so this is what are some good ways to improve. You see that it is Grammarly that answered this question now. Grammarly is a we all know what Grammarly is. And then someone asks the question, what are some good ways to improve English grammar and writing abilities for a non-native speaker? Now, if it was Grammarly that employed you to answer questions like this, they will tell you to look for questions that has to do with grammar, English. So you can search Quora and look for grammar, questions involving grammar, for instance. How can I improve my English grammar? This is a question. You can now answer that question and say, you now write your answer. Uh, Improving your English grammar, kinikon, kinikon. You write it in a way that the person will want to use. You cannot write it at the end. Now there are different kind of ways you can improve your English grammar. One, you can take a course online. Two, you can take this thing. Three, while you are writing, while it is not easy for you to take a course, you can also use Grammarly. I've promoted Grammarly like that. And so if the person sees my question and then they click on Grammarly, that is a plus for me. Now that is one. That's another way you can they can ask what another thing they can ask you to do is they can ask you to add question. I'm sorry to morning class because I didn't show you people all of these things. They can ask you to ask questions. You can be the one to add the question and then answer the question by yourself. But most times, what they'll say you should do is they'll say you should open multiple accounts, and with one account you ask question, with another account you answer. So that because most people that come to Quora, most people that use Arrow and Quora, they are people that are looking for unbiased answers, answers that are real, that is not tainted, that does not sound as if you are promoting a business or something. So they are looking for people that have used it before to not give their legit and honest review. So that's why the company may actually like you have multiple accounts where you ask questions with one and then you answer the question that you asked with another. Do we understand that?
Yes, ma.
Okay. Now another one is opinion pieces. We have a film. It's already 6:30, and I still want us to review. I still want us to review our LinkedIn. So I'll just quickly run through. Opinion pieces are when you write contents in an industry. So, for instance, now if I'm going to write an opinion piece for Blue Cat, I can write something like AI. I've already mentioned that earlier. AI regulation in the restaurant industry, or how to automate your restaurant management processes with AI, or regulating your other management. Something that fine. It may not have to do in it may not be opinion pieces are actually information articles, or I write something like um top OCO, or let me say I wrote an opinion piece for, I think I wrote a few opinion pieces for people at something like business resilience, how to build a resilient business. Now it has nothing to do with what Bluecat is selling, but it is an opinion piece that um, restaurant businesses that are maybe they are suffering from being weak or something like that, they will read that kind of thing and then they will, oh, okay, it is just to attract new customers. Those kind of customers that you are attracted now, they may not be your ideal target audience, but at least they still fall in the brackets that, okay, they may they may decide to jump into your audience pool. They may jump into your audience pool at a later date, but currently they may not fall into the pool that you are looking for. So opinion pieces is just something that is targeted towards the industry, not your ideal audience. It's just for you to tell the industry that you are an authority in your field. It's just like when lecturers do inaugural. Inaugurals are basically like their opinion on a topic. Them saying that I am an authority on this in this field. I'm an authority in this topic. That's what opinion pieces. That's what it is, and that is what it helps a brand to establish. If you are going to be writing opinion pieces for brands, that means you need to be an expert in that field. Now, you don't even need to be an expert, because most bloggers are not experts in the field that they they are in. Shame me, I'm an expert in restaurant management, and I don't know anything about other management, but I worked for Blue Cat. I'm a vet by training, so I don't know. Well, before I started working for Blue Cat, I had no idea what some of those things were. But even if you are not an expert in the field, you need to be an expert in researching. You need to know how to research. You need to know how to read a lot. And that when you research, you now need to know how to put all of your researches together and create something. Now, the last kind of type of content is press releases. Press releases is maybe the company does did something new. They just bought a new company. They just hired a new CEO. An investor just invested $3 billion in their company, and they want to shout out so that everybody will know. They can. It is not the same way that you wrote a blog content that you write a press release. A press release is to announce, is to spread news. So it is to inform people that, oh, this is it. So there is basically no target audience. You can write a press release for a business audience. You can write it for a consumer audience. The most important thing about writing a press release is the channel or the platform you are going to publish it on. If a company is going to hire you as a press release writer, they want to know that you have a portfolio of news agencies that you can publish their press release on. They want to know that you have connection with, if you are in Nigeria, they want to know you have connection with Legit NG, that you have connection with Punch News, you have connection with this day, you have connection with BBC Nigeria. So when you actually reach out to your connection in all of these places, you can publish their news and then their news will go viral. That is what they want. That is the essence of a press release, to go viral. Um, If you're in the US, they want to know that you have connection with Fox News. So press releases are dependent on the location of the company. The company will tell you that okay, they want this press release to be released in this so and so place. So that's for press release. I think we have well okay. So these are the websites I want us to register on before the next class. Quora, Arrow, and Medium. Medium.com. You can just check them out. Quora, Arrow, and Medium. I'll ask us questions about this my next class. So next class we'll be looking at what to consider when creating content, and hopefully we'll be able to finish because we still have a long way to go. If hopefully we'll be able to finish this by tomorrow is Friday, right? Tomorrow is Friday.
Yes, ma.
Okay. So I'll try to make it that we can go a long way tomorrow, so that by let's say Monday or Tuesday you'll be creating your first content. You'll be creating your first content, and then we'll look at it together. And then if it is good enough, we'll publish it. So, any questions so far? Any questions with everything that I've said before we um it was supposed to be Chinedu that would review the LinkedIn and those that we all submitted. Um, but he's not around. He's not around right now, so I don't know if he wants me to do it. But I'll just do. Let me just do one, and then I'll explain what we're looking for. What what your LinkedIn profile should look like. Now, the reason we actually mentioned LinkedIn profile, or that we're emphasizing on this, is because LinkedIn is one of the primary places you are going to get a job. Most of the jobs I got that were paying me a lot of money came from LinkedIn. Like two or three clients, I never applied for their jobs. Never applied. They just saw my profile somewhere. They saw my LinkedIn profile. They checked it and they reached out to me. One of them paid me $600 per month. Another one paid me um, around $150 per article, and it was because my LinkedIn profile made sense. Fine. Recently, I got hacked, so I had to start over again, and I lost most of those connections. But I'm building my profile, and the essence of your LinkedIn profile is to be able to tell the industry, the digital marketing industry, and whatever industry or field you are in, to tell them that you are an expert, to tell them that you have experience, and that you can stand on your 2 feet in the career that you've chosen. That is the essence of your LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile will take you to places. It will take you to places that you never imagined. So it is important that you can optimize it. It is important that you can work on it. It is important that it is on top notch. It is important that it is good enough. Because right now, the only experience that you have after these 5 weeks is working with Techdella. That is the only experience you have. But if you can we'll be teaching you how to build your LinkedIn profile in a way that it will look as if you've had the experience for the last 5 years. It look as if you've been working in the tech industry, or you've been doing this digital marketing thing for 5 years. That is the plan. So anybody that will look at your profile, they'll be like, wow, this person is experienced. And before they even ask you to send your portfolio, just looking at your LinkedIn profile enough is it's enough to convince them, and they can tell you that okay, no problem, let's try this thing out. You understand? So that is the reason we are really emphasizing on your LinkedIn profile. I'll show you mine. I'll show you what we are looking for. So I'm not going to be reviewing anybody's profile. That's what you need to do. He's more an expert in social media than I am. So let me show you my profile, and then some pointers. So if you have not done all of those things to your profile, I advise that you do it before you refuse it. because he is very, very blunt. He will just Sister Shei can attest to that. The way he just massacred the profile this morning. So let me show you my profile. My LinkedIn profile. Okay. Joanna D. Okay, there. Joanna. So can we see my screen? So this is not my
Yes,
account.
sir.
This is Chinedu's account.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll be going from his account to show you my profile. So this is my profile on LinkedIn. Like I said, I used to have about 2,000 plus followers, but my account got hacked. So I started again in, I think, in October or something. So that's by the way, anyway. Nobody is going to be looking at the amount of followers or connections you have. They won't look at that. So when you're creating your profile, at some when we get to graphics design, we are going to teach you how to create a cover image for your LinkedIn profile. Have a cover image. Then profile picture should your profile picture should look what's that word now? Professional. It should be professional. You can try to look real like me I did. I try to do something that looks real. So it depends on you, but don't show something that does not look. Don't show yourself inside party. Don't make sure you are the only one in the image in your profile picture. That's the word. Um, then your heading, your name. Sister Sheyi used Ojo Sheyi Timofe instead of Sheyi Timofe Ojo. You see that my name came first before my surname. Then when you are structuring your headline, this is what they call headline. Make sure your headline will show who you are. Like when a client or a recruiter, when they open your profile, they can know from just seeing your headline what you do. So from my headline, you can know that I'm a content marketing specialist, I'm a digital marketing manager, I do keyword research, I'm an SEO expert, I'm a brand strategist, and then I'm a veterinary doctor. Even though I don't do that anymore, I think I'm going to I left that there because 8 years should not waste. So that's why I left it there. And then I show that I talk about all of this. It is part of my headline. And when you go down, you can see my featured section where um I have my portfolio. My portfolio is there, and then my about section where I talk about myself. Now, when you are writing about yourself, try to write about what you've done in the past. Or if you've not really done a lot of things, you can um write about your interests or what you're passionate about. I What my younger brother do is I don't know, forgotten his profile. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, I don't know. I think LinkedIn deleted his account recently, but okay, it's not here. Okay, no problem. So basically, what I was trying to show was that he is 16 years old and he does not even have any experience. He does not have any experience, but what he is in computer science. And when I created this profile for him, I created it in a way that I wrote, um, my name is Tomiwa, and I'm a 16-year-old interested in computer science. I I have this so skills, and I'm able to do this so thing. I have done this so thing. So basically, because he learned what's the word of this thing? Programming and coding, and he does front end design. So I wrote all of those things in his profile. Now, if you are someone like Sister Glory that sells tote bags, instead of writing that you sell tote bag, You can write you are a brand manager for um, um, brand managing strategist, or a brand strategist with experience with so how many years have you been doing your selling your tote bag? You can write like with
1 year.
okay 1 year. You can say entry level brand strategist, or you can say a aspiring, don't use aspiring, you can use for another word, brand strategist with experience with product management, because you have a product. Do you understand? You can see, something that will just, one thing about LinkedIn is mostly a platform where any more or also no make it. You need to know how to use words on LinkedIn. As in, if you are, like I said now, I said brand strategist because you built your brand by yourself. I said product manager now. You manage your product. You are the third one that design your product and you manage it by yourself. With sales experience, you've sold your product before, so you write with sales experience. I'm able to do so and so. In my experience, I was able to use sales strategies, to reach out to customers and sell products and do, those are things that um you can write in your about us, about me session, rather than just writing something like I'm a student of University of Ibadan. Don't write that. That is not going to show who you are. It's not going to entice anybody. So what they want to see is that you have experience. Even if you don't have experience, you have experience. Even if, even if you don't have experience, you have experience. Sister Shei has done sales management. She can write it in a way that you can write it in a way that person that reads it will think you have 10 years experience in sales management. Um, so that's that. Let me just stop there. Don't let me give you expo. Teenager is going to be reviewing that, and then your experience part. Um, when you create an experience, there's freelance is not an experience. I saw someone's profile and the person just wrote freelance. Freelance is not an experience. And when you are writing job, your job position or your job role, use first letter capital. I saw someone used small case. Don't use small case. Use first letter capital. All of these things matter. Then when you add the description, make sure you add the description of the job role. Make sure. And when you add the description, add some numbers. It's as if you are writing a resume. So you can write things like, for instance, maybe your job role was like Sister Glory again, that owns a company, but you don't want to write company owner. You don't want to write entrepreneur. You want to write brand strategist. You want to write sales development intern. You want to write something like digital strategy, because you shall promote your product on social media. Social media manager, you did digital strategy, you now write social media manager. If you write social media manager, you can write single-handedly grew the brand from 0 followers to 500 followers within 2 months. That is something. You can write something like designed the social media content calendar and was able to create content that was engaging and increase the social sharing and likes of the brand. Single-handedly manage the brand awareness and brand promotion strategies. That's something I can write. So it does not have to be something that is too long, but make sure you write something. Then add the skills that you acquired in that role. You understand? So for each of the job description you have, make sure you do that. For everything, make sure you just add something. Make sure you write something there. So then your school, add your education. You can add description to what you are doing in school. You may not. You can leave it as, but you can also add skills as well. You may not. If you have licenses and certifications, you can add it, and that is it. That is it for your LinkedIn profile. Another thing I would like you to know is that in some people's LinkedIn profile, they have 0055 at the end of their name, 2233, and it's, you know, long strings of numbers. It should not be like that. You can edit your profile URL, and the way to do that is this. This is the way you do it. When you come, you click on the I did a screenshot for people that don't have laptop, because it's not the same way on the laptop and on the phone. So I did a screen recording of how to edit that link on my phone, so I'll share it on the group. And then if you have laptop, this is how to do it. You scroll down, do edit contact info, and then you click on the link. Once you click on the link, you'll be able to see edit your custom URL, and that's when you edit it and you click on save, and that is it. It's that simple. You can also edit anything that you want to edit here. Now, one thing I would like us to know is, I mentioned this yesterday, I learned by doing. I saw a button. If I see a button, I'll be like, can a button in shape? Then say, whoa, and I'll click on it. Okay, this is what it does, and I'll try it. You can't destroy something. If you even destroy it, there's Control Z. You can undo it. So learn by clicking on things. That is how the digital world is today. Nobody is going to spend hours teaching you how to manage your LinkedIn profile. Click on it. Click on buttons. See those buttons. Click on it. Buttons are meant for clicking. Click on it. See where it is going to. Once you see where it is going to, okay, this is what this thing does. Okay, no problem. And then you can leave it. You can leave it. You understand? Then LinkedIn, the reason you can, another thing that LinkedIn will give you is, LinkedIn gives you the ability to quickly design a resume. Now, once you finish your LinkedIn profile, you can click save to PDF. You can click build a resume. It is all free. When you click save to PDF, let me show you what LinkedIn did. Now, this is Chinedu's resume from his LinkedIn profile. And LinkedIn quickly did this. What some people pay thousands of naira to do, LinkedIn did it just from his profile. Now, if someone says, okay, send me your resume, you can quickly you can quickly save this and send it to them. Do you understand? So that is for LinkedIn. Now, when Chinedu gets back, he's going to be explaining um things about how to post on LinkedIn, and then we'll also be doing some assignments about that will help you to get into LinkedIn posts, where you'll be posting on LinkedIn consistently. We'll be giving you themes, like we'll tell you that, okay, this is what you're posting today. Okay, create this so and so content about this so and so thing, and then you create it and you post it on your LinkedIn profile. So, and they will help you to imbibe the will help you to imbibe the what's that word now? The culture of posting on LinkedIn will help you to imbibe that culture. So I can say I have ended the class. Do we have any question? Again, this recording will be available. I'm sorry that to people that were available in the morning class, I'm sorry that some of the things that I mentioned in this evening class, I didn't mention it in the morning class. So please watch the recording. Stop it. Stop
That's what I want to say. Because I was listening to my husband and I was thinking like most of the things you mentioned in this evening class wasn't mentioned in the morning class.
Yes,
So
I
you
know.
tell us number one.
I'm sorry.
Secondly,
I'm
the assignment you gave us,
mhm.
I think you mentioned Cora.
Yes.
Um, what was the second
Arrow.
one?
Arrow.
Arrow. Then
Arrow.
the third one. You didn't give
Medium.
us the one.
Yes, I didn't say that in the morning. I didn't say that in the morning, but medium.com. Medium.com. So medium.com is also a platform, like, it's not like Arrow and Quora, but with medium.com you can quickly build a portfolio. Let me show us medium.com. Now, one good thing about Arrow, Cora, Medium, or um, okay, I'm not presenting again. I'm sorry. Let me One thing about Cora, Medium, and Arrow is that if you imbibe the culture of always scrolling it, maybe you decide that okay, oh, 2 times in a month I'm going to post on Quora, 2 times in a month I'm going to post on Arrow, 2 times in a month I'm going to post on Medium. Before you know it, you are building people. One thing about these platforms is people will definitely like and comment on your post. And when they like and comment on your post, you are building yourself as a writer. Whether even if you are doing graphic designing, you can write about what you do, you can write about your services, you can write about anything. You don't need to have a write for a brand. You can just look for questions. For instance, now I can decide to write a question like, what are the five ways to make money online in Nigeria? I can write things like, um, where to find a copywriter in Nigeria, or why are copywriters not so good? I can write anything like that, and then and at the end I'll say, anyway, I'm a copywriter. You can employ me for this social and so thing. And I'm building my own personal brand. Now, what Medium does is Medium allows people to. I have an account. Medium allows people to create content like a blog. You can create. Okay, yeah, this is my Medium account. I used to have this. This one, what's a peg? Timothy. But this is an example. They will tell you can write, you can create, you can add pictures to it, you can create the content, you can do anything, and then you can copy your link. And when you copy your link, if people ask you do you have a portfolio, you can share your Medium portfolio to them. Now with Medium, after a while, if you start getting views and following on Medium will begin to pay you. They can pay you up to $100 per month just for you writing. There are people that have like 50,000 followers, they have 10,000 followers, and they pay them monthly for the content they create. They pay them for the content they create. There are other platforms like that that will pay you to write, just because you're writing, but they will pay you. We'll still look at all of those platforms when we get to how to make money from this digital marketing. Look at those platforms. So that is Medium. The reason I said we should open Medium is, like I said earlier, so that we can have a portfolio. When people say, show us your portfolio, you can show them Techdella, you can show them Paycape, because we'll be giving you access to Paycape. We'll also give you access to Shopping Boss. But if they say, okay, they don't want something in this industry, they want something in another kind of industry, you can also show them your Medium account, you can show them your Core account, you can show them your Arrow portfolio. So you can be diversified online. You understand? So that is the essence of the assignment. Any other question? Any other question? Did we understand everything I said today? Was it easy? Did I go too fast? Did I break it down very well? Please, let's talk before we end the class. Hello.
Thank you very much, ma. Thank you very
Okay.
much for today.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so I guess we don't have any questions. If you can think of
No, ma.
okay. If you have any questions, just you can drop it on the group. Um and once you drop it on the group, either me or Chinedu will answer. And then please let's not forget the assignments. When Chinedu gets back, he's going to review those LinkedIn profiles. We can quickly go back and do the edits that I showed us now, so that it will not be brutal with our profile. And then I think that is it. So tomorrow we are going to continue class. This recording will be available. I'll drop the link for people that want to go over it. And then
Okay.
I think that is it. Um, that is it.
Thank
That
you,
is it.
ma.
Yes. Thank
Okay,
you,
thank you,
everyone.
ma.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thanks for
Thank you
joining.
very much, ma'am.
Thank you. So, good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night,
night.
ma.
Good
Good
night.
night, ma. Good night, auntie.